Most people say that you should ship and develop a SaaS product within 2 months, get feedback from customers, and then keep going if it's working. We have taken 2 years to develop this app, and it's not even to market yet.
Endpoint Group is an esports media and tech group which has been going for 9 years now. We're Sheffield based in the UK, so we started with just Team Endpoint, which is your traditional esports, professional teams, content creators, all that kind of side of things. From that, we built out the UKIC, which is a grassroots event hub, online leagues, LAN event, all within the gaming and esports world. With that, in 2023, we launched our facilities, 4,500 square foot facility here in Sheffield. That launched pracrooms, which is kind of like an esports bootcamp service where we host some of the best teams from all over the world come here in Sheffield in all sorts of games, such as Counter-Strike, Rocket League, Apex Legends, Dota, all the best games. From that, we also built a full media studio. So we've got a 9 meter by 5 meter kind of podcast set, green screen, everything. That's called Loadout Media. And actually, hones business number 5, where we had this internal issue of sharing passwords. But as my business partner and we have kind of internal dev team as well, allowed us to build this project and invest in this project, which we kind of believed in.
My background's in tech and development, so I've got a lot of experience working with brands like Sky Sports, NHS, and normally as a kind of contractor, you're brought into a project to help save it or think of ways to do things in different ways. And so I'm always thinking about those problems whenever we have issues in-house and how there may be a technical solution to it. Passbot kind of came around because we had an internal issue. We wanted to be able to share our social accounts within the team. So for example, we might have a social media manager that needs access to our Twitter accounts under the brand, and they might be halfway across the world, or it might be at a time where myself and Peter are in a meeting and so they can't call us. And there's no point in emailing us because those 2FA codes need to be instant. And so originally we actually made a bot that sits in our Discord workplace, and that bot was responsible for holding the 2FA secret and generating the 2FA codes on demand, which meant that those members of the team that needed access could do so in a timely fashion.
So we initially started with this 2FA issue internally, but we soon realized as a company, as we were adapting, that we started working with external clients for marketing purposes. And we realized that this issue was actually much larger than we initially thought. And how do you securely get a client to give an agency their credentials, passwords, 2FA codes, with also allowing them to keep the data themselves, they own it, have it fully audit logged? How is that possible? And there was no solutions out there. There's over 400,000 global marketing agencies right now in the world, and this issue isn't solved. So for us, that was when we pivoted, and we realized that we should be targeting this unique aspect of these external vaults where you can request a client to share credentials with you, and at any point that client can go, I want to turn that off, and they can no longer get access to it. But we were hearing all these crazy stories. So we're talking to other marketing agencies when we're doing the research for it, and they were saying, yeah, we have this massive team of 30, 40 people, and we're sticking a mobile phone in the middle of the room, and that's the way you access the client's 2FA codes. Or a key member of staff would leave, or they've got these issues with different continents for time zones, everything, all these massive issues of how do you get time-sensitive codes without bugging your client, or just the pure fact that even once you've got the 2FA code, they'll be logged out after 30 days and they've got to ask again. So let's solve that.
I met Adam at Dixon's. We worked on quite a few projects around 2015. We worked quite closely on quite a few different things. My set of expertise was more in the cloud and sort of DevOpsy realm. So Adam and I had been kind of speaking on and off about some of the different pieces of the Passbot architecture. Probably for about a year before we actually started. We kind of made the decision where I'd come on full time, and then from there I'd start to work on the project, start to help Adam with the full architecture, start to make sure that we started implementing everything. We then managed to deliver some of the initial versions of Passbot.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on the call. I'm keen to show you what Passbot is, so we'll jump straight into it. So this is kind of our dashboard. It's kind of connected up to our account at the moment, but as you can see, it shows you your most popular credentials, the workspace most popular credentials, and then also latest updates, which is obviously important. And through that, we can see a full audit log of all the access that's happened throughout your account. And on the left-hand side here, we have vaults. These are obviously set up to hold credentials of various accounts, and we can access those on command as well as 2FA codes, so that any member of your team, staff members, etc., can access those as and when they need to.
Health check now. All of these like headers that you see at the top of the screen are filterable. So if you just want to see which credentials are missing 2FA, you can select them. Or reuse might be a better example. So it will just filter the list by reused. I can add week to that, and we can kind of toggle these on and off just to make it easier for the users to navigate to particular issues.
We also made it in the more information, so you can actually now edit the credential as well. I was saying to Adam, I think in the future it'd be good to have a kind of gamify if you can, say like secure your passwords now, and you click through different accounts you need to change.
Right.
Obviously, some of them you can't. It's difficult in the sense that, okay, for 2FA, some accounts don't have 2FA because it's, they're not supported or something. So it'd be difficult to necessarily change all of them. But I think that, especially the reuse, the weak ones, the old ones, could be good to kind of like have a button post-launch, which is like, up your security rating score or something. I don't know.
The other thing that we did was the end-to-end encryption. So now whenever you authenticate with the WebAuthn, so the fingerprint, biometrics, face ID, etc., you do a handshake with the server, you swap private public keys basically, and then any secret information, passwords, anything like that is purely zero trust architecture. So there's no like open text going through any of the system. So yeah, that's kind of a major improvement to how we handle communication between the front end and back end. We have also forced the WebAuthn protocol. We force for user verified, so that means we require fingerprint, biometric, or PIN.
As part of that, as we discovered last week, it was around YubiKey 4 obviously doesn't support any pins or any fingerprints or any of that type of stuff. So yeah, we'll have a test with YubiKey 5 at some point. And as I was telling Pete earlier, Adam, the YubiKey like Bio series, which has like the fingerprint on it, that one, it's like only a FIDO2 key at the moment, unless you sign up for the enterprise like YubiKey stuff. So I guess people that are going to be rolling out, if you've got 500 or more YubiKeys, you can then enroll in the enterprise thing. Their enterprise like as a service stuff, and you can get like all the YubiKeys with like the fingerprint for like multi-protocol. So I'm trying to find where we can get one that we can test on that type of stuff as well.
Most people say that you should ship and develop a SaaS product within 2 months, get feedback from customers, and then keep going if it's working. We have taken 2 years to develop this app, and it's not even to market yet. We know the reasons for that. We've pivoted a few times. It's a password app. It's very security heavy. We can't put a product to market which is actually insecure or bad. So we're going with a greatly developed product, really good UI, everything like that, straight out the bat. But we've now got 30 days to launch, and let's go through the marketing strategy and also what's left to develop before we launch.
The biggest kind of USP we have as a platform is these external vaults. So you basically send an invite, you get a notification which says it's sent, hopefully. I did this about 10 minutes ago and it worked. Any ideas, Adam?
Nope.